after revealing that Amari Green is admitting that his intended target was Jamari Patterson when he shot a gun from the back of a moving moped in East Williamsburg last week. Instead, that bullet killed 7-month-old Coyote Patterson Moore and wounded the baby's 2-year-old brother. The mother of the baby, though, does not believe her fiancé was the intended target. She tells the Daily News that's not what it was and that he has nothing to do with it. Police say the shooting was gang-motivated. Green is being held without bail on murder and other charges. Scott Pringle, KFI News.
And finally, a new study says kids are failing to launch.
The study from Finance Buzz compiled census data from around the country and found that 1 in 3 young Americans aged 18 to 34 still live at home full-time. The study says about 40% of people between those ages live at home in California, making it 4th on the list behind Puerto Rico, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Cost of living and high competitive job market are the 2 biggest factors for keeping kids from flying the coop. Jason Campidonia, KFI News.
Southland weather from KFI. Cloudy tonight with lows in the 50s. Starting off cloudy tomorrow and then getting sunny with highs in the mid-70s, around 70 at the beaches, 80 in the valleys and IE. Not a lot of change Thursday, then we have a chance of rain Friday through the weekend. Right now it's 65 in Seal Beach, 72 in Fullerton, 64 in Malibu, and 77 in Northridge. The KFI Financial Update brought to you by Supersure. Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your business insurance in one place. The Dow was down 85 today, S&P 500 up 5, NASDAQ up 22. Now we got a car fire on 101 in Hollywood.
This one is along the southbound side, and it's coming up on Hollywood Boulevard. At last check, the 2 right lanes were off limits. All the other traffic squeezing by in that far left lane, and delays.
This is
wow, it's a
fucking
mess out there.
bullshit.
And it's slowing down all the way out of Agoura Hills at last check. I'm just double checking right now. Still slowing out of Calabasas. Not as bad as a little while ago, but we're seeing delays from Las Virgenes and stretches all the way back into downtown Los Angeles. Now, also, there's been a fire over at in addition to the one that Ronner mentioned in Beverly Crest, the Magic Castle, also on fire. Just watching a shot from KTLA's live shot from overhead. And what that means for the drive, stay away from Franklin. It's off limits right now in between Orange and Highland Avenue. So that'll add to the major problems on the surface streets in Hollywood anyway. And that northbound side of the 101, that flows from Highland as you continue all the way to White Oak and Encino. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Angel Martinez.
Markets swing, currencies weaken, governments spend money they don't have, and through it all, gold does what it's always done, hold its value. For thousands of years, gold has been where people turn when everything else feels uncertain. Noble Gold Investments makes it easy to add that protection to your portfolio. With honest guidance, no pressure, and a plan built around you. Don't let the noise distract you from the signal. Visit NobleGoldInvestments.com. NobleGoldInvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult with your tax or financial professional before making any investment decision.
Inflation is killing me. But who cares? Big retailers are making record profits. That's why we support the German Marshall credit card bill.
See, banks and credit unions help small businesses make payroll. That's all to cut the vital resources they need.
Increase these mega store profits. They deserve it. Don't they?
Tell Congress, stop the Durbin Marshall money grab for corporate megastores. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Hey all, it's Dean Sharp. Designers across the land all agree the kitchen is now the official heart of the American home. It's also the most complex space in your home, which is why I want yours in the hands of the finest team of kitchen designers in Southern California. The Kitchen Store. Cabinets of every style, for every budget, and with tax refunds just around the corner, now is the time to revive the heart of your home. Drop in anytime or give the Kitchen Store a call at 310 Kitchen or find them online at thekitchenstore.net.
If you have 50 pounds or more and diets haven't worked, you're not alone. West Medical offers physician-guided weight loss consultations to help you understand your options. Their bariatric team helps eligible patients evaluate procedures like gastric sleeve or bypass with personalized medical care. Most PPO insurance plans are accepted, and they verify your benefits for free. Call 1-800-WESTMED today to schedule your free consultation. That's 1-800-WESTMED or westmedical.com.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
KFI AM 640.
And our radio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI AM
Reporting is the Conway Show, and we start with breaking news. Fires everywhere in Southern California. Okay, not the forest fires. Not the fires that are going to burn, 1,000 homes down, or 16,000 homes down. But we had a radical fire last night in Ontario. Yes, out there in the Inland Empire area. Bad news, man. Bad news. All those paper products burned. 1 million square feet, I think, was the estimate of the size of that warehouse. 1 million square feet of flammable toilet paper and paper towels, and it's a mess, man. It took them a long time. They're still fighting hot spots out there. So that's one of them. Then we had a fire in Beverly Crest, a huge mansion, a big-ass house. I don't know, 23,000 square feet, something like that, tons of air conditioning units. And that was really tough for these firefighters to put out. And then we hear that the Magic Castle is on fire. And it looks like that has been put out. Let's start with the Magic Castle and work our way backwards. So we'll start with the most recent fire and work our way back to Ontario. What a nightmare. What a mess.
Fire crews, though, are in kind of the mop-up stage right now. They do have a knockdown. Thankfully, nobody injured, nobody taken to the hospital. But a very iconic Hollywood building here had caught fire this afternoon.
That's right. And if you've been to the Magic Castle, you know it's a death trap. It's all wood inside. The entrances and exits are very thin down in the like the dungeon. There's one room down there that we did a broadcast from. Oh man, I was like 3 hours of I hope we make it. I hope we make it. The room was made with wood, and there's a tiny staircase to get out of that room. And I thought, this is going to be the end. They've got to do something about that. They've got to open up those staircases there. That would be real bad vibes. I love the Magic Castle, but that, I don't know. I question the fire code of that joint. Maybe just me, but maybe it's, too paranoid. But I have a sneaky suspicion that there are a lot of areas inside that Magic Castle that no longer meet, the current capacity and exits and entrances, and maybe they have sprinklers, but it makes me nervous. All right, then we got the Beverly Crest fire. They've been struggling all afternoon to get this huge house out.
An update now on that breaking news that we've been following this afternoon. A live look now from Air 7 over our home in Beverly Crest that has been burning for hours.
Man, they can't seem to knock this thing out.
The 23,000 square foot mansion was under construction on Dolphin Drive. We're told the fire began somewhere in the attic. The crews having a difficult time there battling it due to the size of the home and the layout. Firefighters are also working to protect nearby buildings so the flames don't spread. Now, one firefighter was taken to the hospital with a medical issue. It does not appear to be serious. Another firefighter being treated on scene for potential heat exhaustion.
I wonder what the medical condition was.
Now, one firefighter was taken to the hospital with a medical issue. It is...
Hope that guy's all right. But those firefighters, when they go into those really expensive homes, they're probably torn out of there and put that fire out, because there were some very expensive paintings that came out of that house. I don't know who was doing it, whether it was the guy who owned the place or his help around the place, but there were some very expensive pieces of art that were hauled out of that place, and they're still battling that fire. Okay, so that's fire number 1 was the Magic Castle. Fire number 2 was in the Beverly Crest area, and then the fire last night shortly after midnight was in Ontario. And this is the latest that we know. This happened a little less than an hour ago on what we know. But there are a lot of listeners, a lot of people listen to KFI who live out in that area, Ontario. And if you're familiar with that area, it used to be up to about 10, 15 years ago, those were all fields. Those were all fields where they were growing corn and hay and grass and beans and lettuce, and they were working the fields. And then LA expanded out that way, and they bought a lot of that property for family homes. They're really nice, beautiful family homes, but you're right next to 1 million square feet of flammable material. So that's the nightmare that those people have out there when that fire started, that they live very, very close
to a warehouse.
Going to take
Detectives are
All right, hold on.
Going to take
Detectives
you down
are
to a
working-
news conference regarding
we got a
the
news
warehouse
conference.
fire that
Here
may
we
have been
go.
set by an employee in Ontario. Here's the
So initially he was believed to be an employee of Kimberly Clark. However, it is confirmed that he is an employee of NFI Industries, which is a third-party distributor of Kimberly Clark.
All right.
So initially, yes, he was. There was an employee reported missing. That employee was later
A bad employee missing, evidently. Right? A really terrible employee missing. If he started these fires, or this fire.
That employee was later found. We did make a connection that employee that was missing and found was confirmed to be the suspect.
Oh.
So we don't know if he was on duty working at the time, but we can confirm that he was on scene of the fire at the time that it started, yes. So we had multiple people calling into Ontario Dispatch Ontario Fire with information. We can't get into the specifics of the information.
You know, you could see this fire from everywhere in the Inland Empire. It was absolutely huge. And it burned for hour after hour after hour. You probably saw it last night if you live out in that area. It was massive. And then all the smoke that the people have to deal with, kids, older people with lung issues, it was a mess.
But the information that came in from them led us to believe that it was suspicious in nature and led us to contact the suspect.
Definitely was uncharacteristic fire. Just the fire behavior that they were experiencing inside and the rapid spread of that fire for such a large building.
You know, there's toilet paper, and paper towel.
To move that quickly, it definitely pushed our firefighters into a defensive operation.
And then the problem they had is when the toilet paper burned, it's so light that it flew away and it littered all the homes and there was embers flying around. But these cats, these men and women out there in Ontario Fire, or I don't know what that is that Riverside or San Bernardino? I don't know where all those mishmash together. But man, they did a kick-ass job. Not a single home burned out there. And this fire was directly across the street from a ton of homes.
And that was one indication that it could possibly be a arson of nature.
So right now he is arrested on multiple felony arson-related charges, and he's being held at West Valley Detention Center without bail.
No bail. That's a big one.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question? I don't know his specific job title at NFI Industries. That's something we're certainly looking into. If there is any video surveillance, witness statements, that will all be part of the investigation. And as information unfolds and develops, if we can release that information, we will at the time.
Knowing the investigation is early side, we're hearing that your arson investigators...
All right, you're listening.
All right, there you go. So, I don't know if there's going to be a run on toilet paper. I don't know. Maybe,
for the love of fucking God.
I think Kimberly Clark makes a bunch of toilet paper and paper towels. But I hope we don't panic buy. I hope we don't all go to Costco and buy, you know, the industrial-sized toilet paper. I think it's Adam Carolla that said, you know, when we were growing up, toilet paper came in a 4-pack. You bought 4 rolls of toilet paper, maybe 6. Now, you can buy like 300. I don't know whether we're using it more or we're just buying more of it. I don't know. I have no idea. But it does seem like we're buying a lot of toilet paper. Every time you go to Costco, guy's got 36 rolls in his cart. And you're like, wow, man, he's really into it. Really get to go. All right, we're live on KFI AM 640. More now with Ron. Here's the latest. The Magic Castle's on fire.
Where's that guy named Maverick that keeps going?
And workers suspected of torching the warehouse where he works in Ontario. We'll have details on all those at the bottom of the hour, and we'll look at some trouble on the 10 right after this. American Vision Windows. I'll tell you, if you had American Vision Windows last night out in Ontario and you shut them, that none of that smoke will get in your home. So there's an upside to getting yourself American Vision Windows. They're really great, and because you guys responded to the March offer, they extended it for 1 more month. But I don't know if they're going to extend it into May. Don't take a chance. Don't do it. Don't do it. Call American Vision Windows right now. They're 100% employee-owned. You're going to pay 0 in taxes. That's a big deal in California. And free installation.